Thanks for sticking with us here at 7:30. It's really one of those stories that just gives you pause because it could have been so awful. Authorities in Austria, with the help of U.S. intelligence, were able to sniff out a terror plot to attack a Taylor Swift concert. Two arrests were made earlier this week, a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old. The two said to be inspired by ISIS to commit the attack. And then just today, a third person was arrested, another teen, just 18 years old, an Iraqi national. Listen to CBS's Ian Lee describe what investigators have learned so far.
Austrian authorities said the 19-year-old suspect arrested Wednesday morning has made a full confession after being accused of planning a terror attack targeting a Taylor Swift show in Vienna. Law enforcement says his plan was to use bombs and knives to kill as many people as possible outside the stadium. According to officials, he quit his job on July 25th, days after pledging himself to ISIS, claiming he had big plans. Police say they found hydrogen peroxide in his home, which can be used in the manufacture of explosives, as well as various bomb-making components. A 17-year-old suspect was also arrested, who was allegedly employed a few days ago by a company providing services for the concert venue. A source telling CBS News that investigators also found an emergency siren device, which could have helped the suspects impersonate police.
Yeah, again, chilling what could have been in this case. Now, Austria's chancellor says the suspects had plans to create a, quote, bloodbath. Now, thankfully, that plot was foiled. But in this case, the show will not go on.
Obviously, there are people who are incredibly disappointed, and we're so fortunate that we have seen Taylor Swift before. But I think that we also acknowledge that we don't know everything. Right. And if the authorities, if the people in charge of the event venue, if people who have way more information than we do feel that it is not safe, then we have to trust their judgment too, because obviously this is a massive event.
Yeah, for sure. Three best friends there from Charlotte, Marcy, Megan, and Maddie, just landed in Vienna this afternoon. It was part of a long plan, dreamed about trip abroad. That included tickets to see Taylor Swift.
I think I had to be awake at like 5 or 6 a.m. to get in the queue to order tickets that were in German. So that in itself was like a rush, but that was over a year ago. So yeah, it's been over a year in planning.
So when you scored the tickets, how exciting was that?
Awesome. There were floor seats and like got them.
Obviously, then we get the news, right, of this terror plot. When you first heard that, what was your reaction?
I was really nervous because I always get nervous going to big events. I am nervous, and I remember my cousin texted me about like before she was, I guess, early on the news when they just said that they caught two of the people plotting, and so then I was like immediately panicked, just like it's really scary to think about, like when you're already someone who like panics about going to big events.
And so it was a little bit of a roller coaster there. But at first I was like, wow, thank you to the authorities. They've done such a good job. They're obviously monitoring us. They're obviously doing everything they can to keep us safe. So glad to hear it. That's wonderful. And I think we remember all too well a few years ago, there was an Ariana Grande concert in the UK where there was an attack and there was a bombing and people at the concert died. I think kind of helps keep in perspective that, yes, of course, we're disappointed that this didn't happen, but obviously would all rather be safe and rather everyone be safe and be able to continue to plan for future concerts.
What is it about Taylor Swift? What makes you guys such fans? What is it about her music, her connection to her fans? How do you explain it?
I love the positive vibes and friendship that comes with it, and it's brought people together. Like, it's something that all of us will talk about. We have our friendship bracelets, and we always listen to it in the car together, and it's just something that I think like pulls people together.
Yeah, that is the thing. It's a great point because that's what this concert is, what Taylor Swift's all about, is bringing people together.
Everyone, is there to be nice and be complimentary of each other. I joke that, the #1 activity at a Taylor Swift concert is telling everyone else there how much you love their outfits because everyone works so hard and plans so hard and puts so much effort in, and everyone looks amazing.
So you guys just plan to try to hang out with them, with as many, Swifties and fans as you can find? What are you going to do now?
We talked about dressing up in our concert outfits and just going around Vienna.
I think that's, from what I've seen, that is pretty much the consensus among the fans. I've seen a lot of sequins out in the streets, a lot of friendship bracelets. A lot of venues are hosting kind of Taylor Swift themed events or serving Taylor Swift themed cocktails, and you know, the city itself is trying to make the best of it and trying to be as welcoming and conciliatory as they can, given the circumstances.
I'd rather be safe than take any chances. Like, in the scheme of things, it's a champagne problem. Like, we're in Europe. I'm in Europe with two of my best friends. We're going to go to Italy after this. In the scheme of things, this outcome's way better than a different, like the alternative.
For sure. They're safe. They're keeping it all in perspective, obviously. And by the way, Taylor Swift's concert's apparently in London coming up our